We hear a lot of partisan bickering in today's world, and it doesn't matter whether it's pre or post-election or on this cable network or this rally. But if we could talk for a little minute and set aside the policies that we disagree on and talk instead about how we talk to each other and what the best way for this country forward is, that would be super helpful. You see, at the end of the day, we have been talking for the last 4 years about whether you are pro-life or pro-choice, whether you support the red side of the aisle or the blue side of the aisle. What we haven't been talking about is where we agree. We've been talking this whole time about where we disagree. But can we stop that for a second? You see, I get that we disagree on a lot. We disagree on so many things. We disagree on the extent of social justice reforms. We disagree on whether billionaires should be allowed to exist. We disagree on income inequality, on minimum wage. We disagree on a million things. And frankly, that's not what this is about. The question is, where do we start talking? And if we start talking from where we disagree, we'll never get to where we agree. But hear me out for a second. If we start from common ground, if we start talking about where we agree, we can build on that. Let's start with what we share in common. We live in America, or if you're listening to this internationally, sorry, but we live in America. We live in a country that was founded over 200 years ago in rebellion from another country across the ocean. We share that. Sure, that's history. Why, how? We share that. We share the common thread of the Great Depression, the Great Recession, of coronavirus. We may have had vastly different experiences, but we've all suffered. We share common threads. We believe in one person, one vote. We believe in the arc of justice bending long, but towards the right direction. We believe in a government that should represent its people, even if we disagree on whether it does or how it represents those people. We believe that a government should represent its people. We agree, hopefully because we are, that we are a republic, that we have an obligation to be there for other people. As a country, we have a moral obligation to each other, to the world. Pax Americana of the 20th century wasn't a creation of fiction. It was something we actually did. And so if we just start where we agree and start listing those off one after the other, no matter how basic, I think we'll find that adding things to that list is much easier than adding things to the list of where we disagree. And if by chance we come to common terms, we can come towards a mutual understanding and a mutual respect that's been missing from public life that can make disagreeing a whole lot easier, a whole lot more productive, and a whole lot more constructive. Because with common ground comes respect, and with respect comes the ability to have a conversation about how we disagree, why we disagree, and if we can come to a compromise, or if a compromise is even worth it. And so with that, it's just one entreaty. Think about something you share in common with your neighbor, or with someone you talk to online, or with a friend, and build a list, and then build another list, and build to that list and add one more person, and build to that list and add one more person. And then maybe, just maybe, we'll find that we agree on more than we disagree, and we can rise together as a country rather than tear each other apart. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in to The World According to Craig. This is just my opinion, and I hope maybe you'll agree. And even if you don't, that we can have a dialogue about it. Because in A World According to Craig, the world is better when we're talking with each other rather than at each other.